is Tata Harrier, which I was extremely thrilled to take it to the mountains, which means my review of the car is going to be of the long drive in the hills, for which the SUVs are usually used. So let's get straight to it. The architecture of the Tata Harrier is built on Land Rover's D8 platform, which means the stance of the car is absolutely incredible, and so is its road presence. Tata Harrier's boot is extremely spacious. You've got 425 liters of boot space and some more space here under where you can obviously keep your spare parts and some other stuff as well. Plus, if you want some more, you can obviously pull down the seat and this hood as well. The interiors of the Tata Harrier are extremely spacious and premium to a certain extent. You've got soft touches on the dashboard, you've got this premium oak wood finish right in the center, some soft touches on the steering wheel, armrest, gear stick, and the leather upholstery looks extremely nice. It's dark leather. The seats are very comfortable. I've got lumbar support. There could have been thigh support, but it's fine. There is a lot of shoulder room, head room, leg room. The armrest is comfortable. You've got two cup holders here, some space in the middle, and the handbrake, which is pretty cool but a little heavy. There is some space to keep your phone. It's a little congested though. You've got hard material on the dashboard, so which could have been a little softer, although on the door panel here, this is all soft leather, which is really nice. You've got steering mounted controls, cruise control. The feeling and the hold of steering is pretty nice. You can adjust the reach and rake of the steering wheel according to your height. I've got a 7-inch instrumental cluster right in front of me, which is also pretty nice. You've got your analog dial here for your revs and your RPMs. Everything else you can see it here on the display. Your total distance, how much distance is left for empty, your revs like I said, and all the other basic features that you get in the instrumental cluster. And the 8.8-inch infotainment touchscreen is pretty decent. I don't have any complaints here. And obviously this is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You've got 9 JBL speakers, so the surround sound is pretty decent on this car. Okay, you've got automatic climate control, which is absolutely necessary, and it came handy on my drive to Dalhousie. So the air vents are nice, although most of the SUVs give space for your sunglasses here, which is missing. Now the seat is really high, right? So my visibility is really great, apart from one very big point, that is this A-pillar that you see here is a massive blind spot. Especially in the hills, every time I had to take a sharp turn, I had to move in front. Plus, if you see, the rear view mirror starts right from the A-pillar and you can see everything that's behind it. So this spot is mostly blind for me, which is not cool. You've got a 6-way adjustable seat, so that is pretty nice. You can be as high as you want and as low as you want. This is a 5-seater, so let's sit in the middle row and check how the space is there. The second row is pretty spacious as well. I've got too much leg room, head room, shoulder room, enough space for 3 people to sit comfortably. The headrest is adjustable for 2 people. There is no headrest in the center. You've got an armrest with 2 cup holders, isofix clamp to fit a child's seat. Pretty spacious, I must say again. You've got some space to keep your knickknacks here, the seat pockets. The AC vents are here on the door, which is pretty smart. Talking about the door, there is so much space on the door. There is an extra slab in the middle so that you can keep more stuff than usual, not just the water bottle. I have the platform is also not that high, so it's really nice. And the bonus for person who's sitting here is this panoramic sunroof view, which obviously exaggerates your experience. Soft touches here. All right, now let's get to the best part. Let's drive this. Tata Harrier has all the required safety features, starting from 6 airbags, hill hold control, traction control, rollover mitigation, corner stability control, rear parking sensor, reverse parking sensor, hill descent control. This is 6-speed automatic transmission. You obviously get manual as well, but I have the pleasure of driving the automatic, which is an absolute delight. Tata Harrier is powered by 2-liter diesel turbocharged engine which produces a max power of 168 bhp and 350 Newton meter of torque. You get the maximum torque when you engage the sport mode. I feel the sport mode is as much fun as your normal city auto drive because the steering does not get heavier than that. That gives you that sport grunt feelings. Now this is a front wheel drive, so I did not do a lot of off-roading on it, but all your basic big potholes, small potholes, speed breakers, the suspension took everything in its stride. In slow speeds and in city traffic, you can feel the body roll, and more so when you brake, and sudden brakes is when you actually feel the body roll in the car. The braking is really nice. It stops when it actually needs to. I have full faith in Tata's brakes, and there is a disc brake in the front and drum brake at the rear, although I do feel that every car needs to have disc brakes from now onwards. The alloy wheels are 17-inch in this variant, others get 16-inch alloy wheels, and it has a massive ground clearance of 200 mm, so that is pretty nice. Even though the NVH level have improved, I can still feel the engine inside the car, but that is because it's diesel. This car can do 0 to 100 in 11.5 seconds, which is great for a car of this capability and diesel engine, right? And about safety, this car blinks once when it's 80 kilometers, then once again when it's 100 and 120. It does not chew your brain like other car does with continuous ringing of speed limits. So that was very cool. This has 3 driving modes: in the city, off-roading and wet. Your city auto is what you need the most because you get really good mileage of 17 kilometers per liter on the highway and somewhere around 13 to 14 liters in the city. But I think city auto is where you're going to drive this car mostly. You get your eco as well, you get good mileage, you get good driving experience. It is connected, it is well planted on the road, it sticks to your line, it gives you that confidence and extra safety to take on sharp turns very easily. Even in the automatic, the gear shifts are pretty quick. I mean, I do wish that there were pedal shifters, but still there is enough power and torque throughout the rev range. This would compete against the odd of Jeep, your Creta and Kia Seltos. You have 7 color options to choose from and some dual color option tones as well, so you have enough variety. Tata Harrier is available from 14.64 lakh rupees to 21.94 lakh rupees. This is XRA Plus automatic version, which is available at 21.64 lakh rupees. The price is pretty competitive when you look at the other SUVs available in the market, but when this car comes to driving in the hills or even the triple-digit speeds, I absolutely loved it. At the corners and sharp turns, you do get that extra confidence. This is an extremely robust car. It might not have a lot of tech and knickknacks inside the cabin, but it is very, very spacious, especially for a family of 5. So if you're looking to go on very quick weekend getaways, even long distances and hills, this is an absolute delight to drive. Although I did not enjoy the city drive as much as I did the long drive on the highways because this has a little stiffer steering and so is the suspension. But if you're looking to go on quick weekends with your family, this is a very good option for you to buy, especially when this looks like this.